Now, I've heard that the margins are pretty slim in this industry, and that could be, one business could be different from the next business. Everybody runs their business different.
Yeah.
But how do you remain profitable? What are the things that you look at as a CEO?
Yeah.
On your, what are the KPIs that you're always thinking about to be profitable and get those margins to increase?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, the courier industry can be very commoditized. And even just over the past couple of years, we've done several RFPs where they do this thing called the reverse auction. And it literally it's terrible. It's like a Price is Right game gone bad. It's like they start off with the price and you're like, okay, we're making money. And then you're blindly competing against your competitors and the price just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. So, I can't say that we've avoided that, but it's just trying to find work. And I'm going to tell you, Ramel, at some point, it's just also saying, I can't do it for that price, and just knowing where your limits are. I mean, that's why I said, if you take a step back and say, let me make sure I'm running this like a business. If I'm not at least 30 to 35% from a profit margin standpoint, I've got to pay, all my admin, all my overhead. If I'm not running it and I'm just trying to be the cheapest guy out there, you're going to be out of business.
That's right.
So, we've had to be efficient. And I was thinking about some of these things prior to us getting together and make sure I said the right thing. But I just wanted to be real. We ramped up like most companies during the pandemic. We were not 24/7 in office. We actually had a call service that would take over after 6 p.m. and then we'd have a supervisor on call. Well, we actually moved to a dedicated in-office resource during COVID, which was kind of a mini blessing because, I'm still coming to the office, everybody's sitting home. Everyone outside of the courier world, we were all kind of in office. But in this post-COVID world where rates are kind of normalizing back to a pre-2020, 2019 frame, you think, geez, I kind of ramped up. I've got all this overhead. I've got all these warehouses. So how do I do it? So looking at those things and saying, how can we be more efficient? We've looked at our dispatch. We've looked at, again, standardizing processes and just kind of tightening things up where you say, okay, I'm not cutting heads, but maybe I'm not necessarily backfilling positions. And if I do a really good job going through and creating strong SOPs, then people understand what their jobs are. Maybe a job that I had 2 people doing, I can really have 1. So that's what we're finding margin is being more efficient in office. I go back to the dashboard that we have with this technology software. It is being laser focused, and it's also having your operations managers understanding what your costs are.